Hello everyone and welcome to another commented replay of Wargame Airland Battle, brought to you by Kent Game Guides and Doke Doke. Today we have a 2v2 on the Highway to Oslo map. First one, 2,000 points, wins. I am playing on the NATO side with my US deck I've been tinkering with. Another public match here. I'm playing with CSM Choki. He is going to go to the right to Golf. I'm going to go to Foxtrot, and I'm going to try to be rather aggressive in getting to Echo. I start out with my command vehicle, some AA, and infantry carrier vehicle with anti-tank guided missile infantry, Dragoons specifically. Down here, I have my command vehicle, which will hold hotel. Not too worried about being rushed or flanked or anything here along the river. Hopefully we win before that can even happen. He does have his FOB there. Considering how low of point game this is, I wouldn't recommend having an FOB, especially in this strategic position, unless you planned on having a lot of artillery fire there and a very defensive, stalemate-ish type game. He has 4 units of infantry here, all in trucks, not infantry vehicle carriers, AA, and his command vehicle, which again will be going to Golf. If we look over here to our opponent's side, playing pack, we're playing against Gadrami, who can't pronounce that correctly, and Max Riga. It would appear that Gadrami over here has a whole bunch of T-55s, logistics trucks, recon, AA, and more T-55s. And it would appear he is going to Charlie, while Max Riga is going to Bravo. CV back there. Again, I don't really feel like the FOB is necessary in this game, with it only being 2,000 points. You can get yourself some extra stuff to put down if you don't deploy an FOB. And down here, Max Riga has BMP, AA, and his command vehicle. What is not noted here is that I did also spawn right off the bat here in my little aircom panel an F-15C fighter. Going with this match, I really wanted to have air supremacy throughout. That was kind of my objective. We will get it started here and see what happens. Overall, there are 2 points that I'd like to make about this particular match. One, please be aware of what type of game you're playing. For example, this one is first one at destroy 2,000 points wins. It's not necessarily about income, although it helps. It's mostly about first one at 2,000. The other thing I'd like to point out in this match is really what air supremacy can give you when you're playing, especially a small 2v2 match. You can dominate the entire game, and we'll see if that happens here. You can see I immediately called out my F-15C Eagle. Call it paranoia from rushes and bombing runs and such along this highway, but also it is never a bad idea to have your fighters already deployed, because it doesn't take them that long to refuel. To have them rearm, repair, and refuel, that's what takes a while. So having them out saves you about 5 to 10 seconds on your response time for shooting down the enemy's aircraft. You can see they've taken Bravo. They're about to have Charlie. And over here on my side, I point out to my ally CSM Choki that he can use the move fast command to Golf. It turns out he forgot about it, I believe. So he's going to get to Golf a little late, and I was really hoping they weren't going to rush down on that side and catch him there. I deployed a couple more infantry vehicles. Over here into Echo, again, I want it to be aggressive. You see all I have here is my command vehicle in Foxtrot and 1 AA, and then I am also moving up this anti-tank guided missile infantry. I want to get into Echo as soon as possible. I want to get right there as quickly as possible. I don't have any reinforcements coming in yet from Foxtrot, but down here I do have 2 more infantry units and a recon. You can see my opponent's deploying T-55s there. He's bringing in his command vehicle all ready to try to take Echo. I thought that was a little premature of him, especially since he did not have... that command vehicle is a scout. There is no units that he has in front of that command vehicle and no line of sight in front of it. He has no idea what is waiting for him up here in Echo. It's a big risk. And then you can see his ally is also spawning a command vehicle over here. This is my ally taking a guess at where his opponent's command vehicle was. He was not that far off. Going back over here, you see I get in this building. Makes me very happy I made it there. I unload, and then that's when I see him. And I thought, this day couldn't get any better. First death of the match is a command vehicle. Over here you can see my infantry can shoot at pretty much everything coming through this intersection. Another BMP of infantry here. He gets another missile off. We'll see if it hits. Oh, it hit but didn't destroy him. Launch another one. That one gets him. There goes infantry. There goes infantry vehicle carrier. Again, you see I have my fighter forward deployed here. And now you see my infantry support coming back up. And this was that other one that he had called over here to the Charlie side. He's now moving up with a total of 8 T-55s and a scout which was deployed in front of them, but he doesn't have them continuing to progress in front of the T-55s. Ideally, he should have that recon up here by now. And now he does move it, but it's a little too late on his part, although it won't matter. Back here on the left, you can see still have air supremacy. My infantry are just loving kind of this turkey shoot as they have stuff coming in from the sides. And really, I think it's just a lack of them controlling their units after they select it where they want them to spawn. Although here you see he did unload his infantry right away. So that will at least save those. I still have the Concourse to kill, and that's exactly why I put my infantry vehicle carrier with the Browning machine gun on there, because hopefully he can stun them really quick right on the edge of the forest and take them out. Again, I have more coming up. I actually do run out of ammo here, but he has his supply truck going over here somewhere. It's Ogre D's over here on the Charlie side, and he just wasn't aware of the path that it would take. So now I don't even have to call in logistics to resupply anti-tank guided missiles. I launched my Nighthawk to take out the 2 T-55s that were sitting here in these bushes. I now have the 3 main buildings leading to Echo from Foxtrot secured. This gives me good defensive coverage all along this road and this intersection here. Really the only thing I'd be vulnerable to would be something sneaking up through the highway and coming up. This command vehicle is still sitting here in reserve. Kind of risky if I were to send a recon or just something to scout down the highway there, if I would have been able to get him. You see bringing in another group of infantry. Launch another missile, try to take out the infantry vehicle carrier. Didn't get it the first time. I think I get it here in the second time. Yep, I do. Now it's just the motor skeleton I need to take care of. So send in the vehicles to take care of that with their machine guns. Not worth that many points anyways. You can see they're bringing in quite a bit of reinforcements here, and I'm starting to get a little nervous that I'm going to get overrun here in Echo. I felt like I got very lucky very early on, and you can see I did lose that forward position there. Also lost one of my infantry vehicle carriers. So at this point I actually thought that I was so weak back here that I might lose. I did have a couple of aircraft though, again, that you can't see, that I'd purchased with my activation points. Sorry, not activation points, my income. And that really will help me. F-15 Sea Eagle trying to take out the Mi-4AV. And then he spawns his BUK there, and I am shocked at watching this that I don't get shot down. It just amazes me. But F-15 comes in again, trying to take this out, because I know if he gets that helicopter over here into Echo, I can't hold it and knock it out, thankfully. And then I evac him immediately. I'm pretty confident these guys can hold him off at least for a minute or two until I call in some air support. Hornet and Nighthawk. The Nighthawk is actually my allies. The Hornet is mine. So you see it coming in, and let's see what I managed to take out. Actually take out the reserve infantry. Main reason for that was, one, they were clustered together, and two, I thought they'd be more vulnerable just sitting there. Another poor move on his part. He tries moving his motor skelly across the open field. That is pretty much the only advantage my infantry vehicle carrier has, is shooting at them in the wide open with its Browning machine gun. Other than that, they would have been perfectly safe sitting in the forest. He now has Concurse up here in this building, but really not much shooting between the two because I can't reach him with my small arms fire. I pull in my Nighthawk here, and you see that I'll take care of the 10-man squad of infantry. A little bit of overkill upon reflection, but it worked. I saw that he is spawning the helicopter, so I wanted to get AA up there real quickly. So I spawned one, sent it over there, and at that point I thought I still had that, and I didn't micromanage closely enough. I had him spawn too far into Echo, and he got killed by the Concurse he has there in the infantry. You now see his command vehicle moving up, and we will actually get eyes on it relatively soon. So this is what I'm looking at right now in the battle and what my ally is seeing. And in Delta here, I see he doesn't quite have enough to hold it, but then voila, another command vehicle moving forward with only a couple T-55s to protect him. And what's the difference in this game that means that's not going to work? I have complete air superiority. Hello Hornet, goodbye command vehicle. At least he held it for 2 seconds. Over here, sorry, we'll switch back to a neutral perspective. You can see the amount of reinforcements he's bringing in. More T-55s, very heavy on the light tanks, a T-72 and some more infantry. I myself am not calling in much. I think I just purchased a Raven, actually, for taking out anti-air radar guided missile carriers. Now bring in my fighter, and that was just to forward deploy him. There wasn't really anything I wanted to take out. I didn't care about the recon helicopter sitting there. My ally calls in his Thunderbolt and his Nighthawk to make bombing runs. Me and Choki had discussed before the match what our strengths were with our decks, and that's something, if you're playing with someone you don't know, just a quick conversation you can have is find out what your ally has strengths with in his deck, and then you can try to play off of your own strengths with him. Just a quick little tip there. Thunderbolt, again, he doesn't have his AA up there quickly enough, and air superiority allows us to do that. He will eventually, though, call in some fighters. Another Nighthawk making a bombing run. 18 Hornet taking out T-55s in the same bush line. It makes it really easy, too, when he puts them in the same spots he had them the first time I killed him. And actually, that AA does manage to fire on the Hornet, but it gets away, and so does the Nighthawk, which I missed with the Nighthawk. Just a couple meters to the right, and I would have hit the payload. They probably could have advanced much more quickly here, since all this is 2 infantry units with 2 M16s and anti-tank guided missiles. They could have easily taken that there. But again, if you look at it, the ability to have that air superiority, and a little bit of non-aggressiveness from my opponents allows me to only have, well, that infantry there and that AA guarding my entire CV and Foxtrot, and a recon to the left is a token don't flank me. And throughout the game they sporadically tried to guess where my command vehicle was with their arty attacks. You can see there, but it didn't work out too well. They spawn another command vehicle to try to take Echo. And over here on the right, those Hornets just keep wreaking havoc. Riflemen engaging small arms there. And I think we have another bombing run coming in here. Yep, he's calling in this Thunderbolt. With this deck that I play with the US, there are 3 planes that I utilize, 4 planes that I utilize, and they're kind of becoming my personal favorites. F-15C Eagle is your fighter. Raven as your anti-AA platform. The F-117 Nighthawk for taking out clusters of lightly armored vehicles or infantry, and then your Hornet for taking out pretty much anything Pack can put on the playing field that's armored, whether it be T-80s or T-55s. Again, they're still trying to guess where my command vehicle is. Actually, looks like they could have gotten lucky and taken out that infantry, though, since it's only in trucks. They did bring in the command vehicle here, and I had actually scouted and seen where it was positioned. So you'll see here, I called in the Hornet initially to try to take it out when I had it scout it, but once I lost line of sight, I couldn't have it attack it. But then I call in my Nighthawk, or sorry, that's his Nighthawk. I call in my Nighthawk, and I choose to fire on position where I had last seen it, because I assumed he had just stopped there as quickly as he got in there, and we'll see if I hit it. Nope, actually, I went for the AA. I saw they had an AA there, and I wanted to continue bombing them, so I took it out. You see now he has his MiG out there. I call in my F-15C. The MiG-29S is a pretty formidable fighter, but the F-15C manages to handle it. First missile doesn't do anything. The machine gun there stuns him, and then when I come around there with him being stunned already, it allows me to take him out. My AA did fire one missile on him before he died, but it was no hit. I sent in an Apache. Bad mistake on my part. I did not know they still had infantry here, and I just wanted to take the command vehicle. I knew they had something in the building, but I knew it couldn't take down the Apache, so I thought all there was that between me and the command vehicle. And yeah, I lose it. It's just a reckless mistake with me getting a little too cocky there. You should really never attack something with an Apache that you can't see. Use that as a rule of thumb, and don't do what I do. On the right, they haven't managed to take Delta yet. The main reason for that is just because we've been killing their command vehicles. And if we take a step back here and look at the map, they have the income advantage. And I mean, they almost had Delta too, but it didn't matter. I never had any interest in going over here and putting a CV and Echo. All you need is Golf and Foxtrot if you're aggressive enough to win a 2,000 point match. An income will certainly help you, especially if it's a defensive game, but you do not need those sectors to win the match by any means, and I think this game really proves that with how much we're winning by. You see the Raven coming in, knocking out some AA batteries. It just complete air domination there. They call in 2 more MiG-29Ss. So I actually thought I'd evac my F-15, so they're going to fly around for a little bit unhindered. And we are pretty close to winning. Only need 135 more points. See them coming in. The MiG-29S here, I think it was trying to find out where my CV was, but the F-15 takes it out, and that's the end of the game. Overall, it was a bit of a landslide. I can already see those comments on the channel, but it exhibits those 2 points of know what type of game you're playing, and don't just go for the sectors and income majority, and 2, exactly what air supremacy can do in a short length and small scale battle like this can do. It can be hard sometimes because you don't have that many points to spend on expensive aircraft, but if you can manage with just 2 or 3 and not let any of them get shot down the entire game, just be very cautious with them, you can do a lot of damage, because just like you not being able to spend a lot of points on their aircraft, they can't spend a lot of points on their AA without weakening another part of their defenses. As always with Wargame, this is not an instant tip to win every match. This is simply one way to win. You have plenty of weaknesses with the strategies that I used in this match, but there are also strengths. I do hope you all enjoyed the video, a bit of a shorter one today. I was hoping for that too, and I look forward to seeing you next time. This is Doke signing off with Kent Game Guide.